Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Doctor Who reaction. This is Hard Live and my name is Matt. Last time on Doctor Who we had Extremis. And I actually feel kind of bad for the review of Extremis because so Oxygen aired on YouTube like last week and there were comments of people being like, "Oh man, I can't wait until next episode. It's gonna be really good." Like, "Oh, it's gonna blow your mind," or "Hey, let's see if you figure it out," whatever, right? And I was just like, "Oh man, people are excited for Streamers." Like that actually made me feel a little bit bad because it's one of those things where you can tell that people are excited for something, and I don't know if I share that with them because of the fact that like, okay, so I enjoyed Extremis, and it's probably my favorite episode this season so far. I said that. I love Extremis. But the thing is that I personally, whenever we're talking about like reality is a simulation, I'm just like, bar is set really high. Please execute it properly and blow my fucking mind with how far you're willing to take it. And they didn't take it very far. They just take it to this episode. It's kind of a simulation and nothing else. And that was kind of a bummer for me, honestly. But it does make sense. It's just a bummer because I was expecting something bombastic, something more huge. The moment that you touch on reality as a simulation, you can do whatever. You can do literally whatever you want, and they didn't take it very far. And that I feel a little bit let down for that from that. And it sucks that I can tell that people are probably going to love they love Extremis, and they're gonna feel like I come off as if I didn't, even though I did, and I did say it's my favorite episode of the season so far, and I believe it. It's really good. But like there were buts in that review. There were things of me saying like "Oh man, this episode could have been better if they did this," or "I was expecting something like even bigger and more huge or more implications," and that might come off as I didn't enjoy it, when in reality I did. So I just wanted to say that because I can tell that people are probably gonna love that. Well, are gonna love that episode, or are gonna hate the way I treated it, or the way it looks like I treated it, because like. So I just say whatever's on my mind, and often that is me saying, "Oh man, this I wish this happened." But that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it, you know. So I did, and I just wanted to say that. But yeah, let's talk about Extremis for a second. So in Extremis, we had a full episode of nothing, but also a lot of things. Um, when I say nothing, I mean that the entire episode happened, but it didn't actually happen. It was a simulation. And the characters we followed, from the Doctor to Bill to the literal Pope, they were all fake people living inside a simulation. The simulation was only like a little bit long. I'm not sure how long, but let's say it was an hour long. Because like even part of the review that okay, so while doing the review of Extremis, I actually figured things out as I did it. But one of the things I said early on, I remember, was me saying like people would realize the like number thing, like really fast, and I'm like, well, yeah, the simulation has only been going for this episode, therefore, this simulation is not very long. Therefore, people probably figured it out right away, which means that the simulation was probably like 2 hours long tops, you know. Well, there was the like transcript, ancient transcript or whatever. That's what the Veritas was, but that might have been a thing that just was simulation created essentially, which means that the aliens would want you to figure out that the simulation was. Whatever the case, the point is that episode was really good because of the reality simulation thing. But also there were aliens that were using the simulation in order to practice the conquering of Earth, essentially. And So, okay, this is something that I actually didn't realize while watching the episode right away because it meant nothing initially, but it did, like, at the end. And it was that at the beginning of the episode, we have the Doctor, like sitting on the vault with his sunglasses, and he gets an email, and then it says, like, play in extremis. And then the intro kicks in, and then we see the whole episode. And then at the end, he's like, end of recording. So that entire episode was actually playback that the Doctor got to experience in his brain. And I thought that was pretty cool, actually. I didn't immediately realize that, but that's what happened. But at the end of Extremis, the fake Doctor, within the simulation, he sent the entire memory imprint of himself, to the real Doctor out there. Real. And that way, he got the information of everything that was going to happen, which essentially warns him of, okay, aliens are gonna attack Earth, they're gonna invade us, and they're using real but not real simulation worlds to practice, to figure out how to do it properly. And then the Doctor was like, alright, so some shit is coming. We also saw throughout the entire episode we got the reveal of who was inside the vault, which was Missy. Sure, like I wasn't surprised by it because I'm pretty sure I called it. It was the episode where they talk about murder, and then the person inside started playing piano like even more cheerfully, and I was like, oh, that's Missy. So there you go. That was Missy. We got confirmation. So the Doctor was her executioner, but he didn't actually execute her. He just like wounded her and then threw her into the vault, and then decided to guard the vault for 1,000 years, or at least that was the promise. So we got that. I think we're good to go. I think that's most of the important things that happen in Extremis. I think we can go. Yeah. So Doctor Who Series 10, Episode 7. Let's go.
Secure, Your Excellency.
Oh my fucking...
This is Miss Potts, sir.
Oh my god!
Miss Potts, this is the Secretary General of the UN.
I have flown here today to speak to the President.
You haven't told her?
I haven't, no.
It's a 5,000-year-old pyramid. There's one problem with that. One little problem. It wasn't there yesterday.
Yeah, like...
There is a last place you will ever go. The last door you will ever walk through. The last sight you'll ever see. And every step you ever take is moving you closer. The end of the world is a billion tiny moments.
Don't shut the door!
And somewhere, unnoticed,
Sorry.
in silence or in darkness,
Damn it.
If they've modeled every event in human history, if they've simulated the entire event stream from day one till now,
They have a lot of information.
think what they'd know.
Yeah.
Mr. President, I'm very pleased to see you. I think we have something of interest.
You look... Don't take this the wrong way. You look awful.
How could anyone possibly take that the wrong way?
Big night last night.
There was drinking. There were breakages.
Textbook.
We're going to stage 2 today.
Well, it'd be rude not to. You okay mixing it? I
What are we
broke my
doing?
reading glasses.
Could have chosen anywhere on this planet. It chose to sit on the strategic intersection of the three most powerful armies on Earth. So what it's doing, Colonel,
It's drawing
sending
everyone
a
in.
message.
What message?
Bring it.
What are you doing?
Investigate.
Bring it.
Bring it. That's good.
We know you. Then you'll know that there is a line on the sand, and I'm the man on the other side of it. You want to keep me that way?
We will take this planet and its people
Doesn't
You
work
will
like
be
that.
prevented. You will be fought.
We will be invited. We will take this world. We will rule its people, but only when we're asked.
11:57.
11:57 p.m.
Yeah, mine too.
3 minutes to midnight. The Doomsday Clock.
Oh!
Symbolic clock face, representing a countdown to possible global catastrophe started by some atomic scientists in 1947.
Yeah.
The closer they set the clock to midnight, the closer we are to global disaster. Currently it's set at 3 minutes to midnight. Somewhere, somehow, the end has begun.
Okay, so the woman's glasses broke, so she can't do the calculations, and this guy is fucking hungover, so he's not gonna be able to do it properly. And that's gonna... He typoed. He typoed... Instead of 11.89, he did 118.9. Yeah, typo. Because of the woman's glasses and he's being drunk ass. And that's what's causing this... Whatever's gonna happen to happen.
Attack the pyramid.
They did say when we're invited,
Isn't that right, Doctor?
right? 58? 59? 58. Okay.
It's 2 minutes to now.
2 minutes to midnight. So, they did say when we're invited, when we're asked. Is an epidemic gonna happen because of whatever the fuck those scientists are doing? You might just straight up jump to 00, honestly. Well, no, it's gonna jump to 59, and
Why
it's
don't you
gonna...
just take the afternoon off if you feel that bad?
It's gonna jump to 00
just
at the
take
end
the
of the
afternoon
episode.
off.
And then it's
How
gonna
about kip on
to
the
be
floor under your
continued
desk?
me.
Now, that's an idea I can get behind.
Oh my god, you two just fucked the world and they don't even realize it.
The simulation machine looks a bit different from the outside.
We are modeling the future. We can detect when a catastrophe is about to occur.
And
Stop it from occurring.
You don't look much like guardian angels.
We have chosen this form to look like you.
You look like corpses.
You are corpses to us. To save you, we must be asked.
then,
Yeah.
We will protect you
And...
forever.
No, you're not being specific. Alright, pretty bad.
What was that?
planet Earth is not a single living thing.
If consent is what you need,
Yeah,
I consent.
they're gonna give up right now.
No, don't do this. Please, don't even consider this.
If your consent is impure, it will kill you.
Impure? What does that mean, impure?
You act out of fear. Fear is not consent.
Alright. Yeah, the plans are gonna... Oh, not even. They just created an insta-kill for living beings. Fucking leave. Buddy, you're dead. Oh, everyone's good. You left it open! You left every door open!
Do we bring the future about?
That would seem to be the most obvious conclusion.
But it's
No.
not.
I say no. Friend, I will not fight you. Are we too afraid to disobey?
I'm not.
Neither am I.
This is amazing.
Humanity was brought together by the time of crisis.
Still 1 minute to midnight.
Yeah, nothing
It
changed.
made no difference. How could this make no difference?
Because it's not you who's going to end the world.
Something else.
You were never the problem.
Then who is the problem?
Something is happening somewhere else.
It's much too strong. It's not just breaking the root system down, it's killing the whole thing. You have to seal off the lab.
You left
The
every door
greenhouse,
open.
Everything. This can't be allowed to get into the atmosphere.
Bacteria.
I like the sound of that.
Alright,
New
Naruto.
strain of flu? Plague?
People can be immune. And whatever it is, will kill all life on Earth, not just humans. Plague discriminates. So this isn't a plan, it's a mistake. I just put all the top secret intelligence documents in the world online in searchable format. What? Sit down and Google.
Everybody in the world can come in. Okay, someone's gonna find that. Someone has to find that. He's dead.
Douglas?
He took off his suit. Of course he's gonna die. He should disintegrate, shouldn't he? He left every door open. Yep. That's awful. That's awful. That looks terrible.
Isn't that worth at least just considering doing the deal?
What deal?
All we have to do is consent.
That's what the Secretary General thought, and they burned him.
He was afraid. I'm not being afraid. I'm being smart.
Check biochemical trials. You can't make a deal with them. You don't know what you're agreeing to. I don't know.
All I know is I plan on living to fight another day.
Yep.
Right now, what we don't have is a whole lot of other days.
Agreed.
Also, agreed.
Tell you the truth. I've been keeping a secret from you.
Doctor?
No, he figured something out.
We can blind them.
Douglas, what have
Yeah.
you done?
There's a list of labs on the unit watch list. If they're being watched, that means that they've got CCTV cameras with feeds to Unit HQ. Can you hack them?
Of course I can. I'm not just sexy. But there's 428 of them. We can't watch them all.
The monks are only watching one of those labs. How would they do that?
Well, I suppose they just hack the cameras.
So switch them off.
And then they're gonna turn it back on, and then we see which one they turn on.
Happening.
Yeah.
And the monks are powerful. They can just turn the cameras back on.
But we'll see which one.
But they're only watching one lab.
Oh, you're genius.
Boom.
This is bad, Doctor. You shouldn't be here.
Oh my god.
No, I'm the doctor. But it's an easy mistake to make. The eyebrows.
How did you do that? What is that thing?
It's not Dole. He's not my fault. Back to the TARDIS. This place is toxic.
I'm not human.
Well, you're human enough. I got your lungs cheap.
Oh, now he tells me.
You have a problem, I believe.
Who the hell are you?
Don't be alarmed. We don't have time. Just jump straight to all the explaining.
But also the monks knows that the Doctor is there now. Oh my god. Oh no.
Okay, found it. Lab in Yorkshire. Long story short, misplaced decimal point resulting in a bacteria that turns any living thing it touches into gunk.
So why is it going down the world? Has it been dispersed already?
Ah, no, it's still in the lab.
But Naro took it away with it.
We give him 2 minutes and we're heading in. Agreed?
It runs a cycle every 30 minutes. It's going to pump the bacteria into the atmosphere.
So switch it off.
I can't.
Oh. Right, okay. When's the next cycle?
20 minutes.
Oh no. 40. Oh my god, even
Going
the
in.
40 seconds.
Handsome doctor. Adorable. Hugely intelligent, but still approachable. Doctor, what's another way to destroy bacteria?
Sterilization.
And how do you sterilize something?
Put it in boiling water.
Or
Put it in a flame.
she's got it. By George, she's got it. I'm not going to lie to you. This means that your insurance premiums are going to go through the roof. In fact, pretty much everything is going to go through the roof because I'm going to blow up the lab.
The bacteria is making ethanol. The greenhouse and the lab are full of it.
Seriously, what are you doing when this is all over?
We're ready to talk.
This is gonna end badly, by the way. Like, I actually don't think this problem would be solved here. This is gonna end badly because A, the bacteria is gonna spread, Naro took it out, or because they gave the planet away. And since they give it away, then we're gonna deal with the alien fucking takeover or whatever.
Your consent must be pure. You act out of strategy. Strategy is
You're
not
dead.
consent.
Bill is gonna give it away.
You're going to do it.
Of course I'm going to do it.
Because there's
still offering a deal, and I'm the only one left.
Tell them you're flattered, but don't.
What does consent mean?
You must ask for our help and want it, and know you will lend me ours. Only then can the link be formed.
What link?
Do you consent?
Right, you need to get out of there.
She's gonna die because Naro is gonna die. Because Naro is fucking infected. I believe it's gonna go back in, actually. It's gonna go back up again after the Naro thing.
I can't open it. It's under emergency protocol. You need to use the combination lock. Set it to 3614.
Oh no. Oh no, he can't see.
How long have I got?
1 minute 40.
Oh my god.
3614. Come on.
Doctor, what's happening? You okay?
No, she's gonna go
Sorry,
back in.
Slight hitch, working on it.
What's the problem?
3614. I need to open the door, but I can't see the numbers.
1 minute 20.
I don't understand the problem.
Combination lock. All the Sonic will do is calculate the number. I still have to enter it. Nardole!
Naro's blind.
Nardole!
Well, not dead, but
Nardole, I need you to do a
maybe
picture of the
dead.
lab. There's a camera in here.
Yeah, he can't help because he's out. Bill's gonna make the deal for the doctor. Like, okay, so this is what happens. Naro is out, so he can't help the doctor get out. The doctor tells Bill that he's blind and he can't see the things, he can't get out, so he will die in the explosion, which means that Bill is gonna make the deal.
I've been blind since Chasm Forge. I didn't get my sight back. I've been lying to you.
She's gonna make the deal because she doesn't want the doctor to die in the explosion. And she feels guilty about the thing.
Bill,
At this point is when the doctor should have just lied and said like, no, it's fine, when I die I actually don't
I
die.
have to face that, but do not ask the monks for help.
Fuck you.
Keeping you alive.
Bill, listen to me, please.
This is gonna be
I
bad.
don't know what consenting allows them to do to you. You don't know what you're agreeing to.
They said you're gonna
Can you give me sight back?
give him his sight back. Specifically.
Sight can be restored.
Then I'm asking you for help.
Out of love. But what is this gonna do to Bill? Because they did say like we need to establish the link, you will become one of us or something like that. Oh my god.
You act out of love.
It is pure.
Love is consent. We must be loved.
Bill?
He can see again now. They just telepathically gave him his sight back. For some reason. Run! Run, 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 run! Okay, so Gnarl didn't take the Bioset to spread it, he took it to get himself out of commission, so yeah.
Bill, what have you done?
Yeah, but what's gonna happen to Bill though?
Tell you what, old man. You better get my planet back.
Enjoy your sight, Doctor.
Yeah.
Now see.
Not even Bill, just the world. Oh my god, dude. Fucking what? Fucking what? Oh my god, that episode was fucking fantastic. Actually, I think I like it more than the previous one. Actually. Well, it's close. It's really good. Like, it actually lived up to the hype of the previous episode. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about it. So, it felt like this episode was longer than normal, but it wasn't. Like, it was just an episode with a lot in it. So, in this episode, a random pyramid shows up in the middle of this, like, in this country where all three major powers in the world are in, essentially. US, China, and Russia. The guy from the UN, like a representative or whatever, shows up looking for the doctor, the president. In times of crisis, the president must be called. He is actually legally the president of the world when that happens. So, they get him in, And throughout the entire episode, we see the Doctor actually struggle with being blind as well. And we actually saw what the problem was gonna happen. And like, I like it that they just showed little bits, but it was enough for you to actually understand. With some really clever cuts in there as well, good direction. Because we saw like, okay, this random woman, she has dwarfism. This random woman, she's a scientist. She walks out of her home, she puts a bag in the door, and then the dude she was living home with, her husband maybe, like, closes the door while the bag was still there, and that breaks her glasses, her reading glasses. So then she goes to work on the lab, and her co-worker, this one random dude, is like super fucked up, and she's like, "What happened?" And the dude was like, "Oh, we got drunk. There was a lot of like bottle smashing, whatever." And it's like, he had a rough night, so it's like, okay, he's super hungover. Then the woman is like, okay, you do the calculations because I don't have my reading glasses, they broke. And then the dude, when he's gonna do the calculation, he's like blurry or whatever, and he puts a bad decimal. And instead of being 11.89, it turns into 118.9. And it's like, oh no. Oh no. So that makes it so they create a bacteria that would make it so everything, like every living thing, just turns into goo, essentially. And it's actually pretty visceral. It's pretty bad, because that one guy, the guy who put the wrong decimal, he actually like died from it. And it looked really rough the way he... Well, okay. So the way he died specifically wasn't rough, because he just like... It's like he choked or he had like a heart attack, and that was it. But after that, he turned into fucking goo, and it looked pretty bad. It looked like fucking Purple Haze in JoJo. Like, if Purple Haze just like punches you, your body just like disintegrates and melts. It doesn't disintegrate, it melts, and it's pretty bad. So that's what it did. And it's like, I like that a lot for some reason. Like, we have our main cast, the main problem, the main conflict, and it's like, they are dealing with their shit, but somewhere randomly in the world, this like sequence of events, small sequence of events, leads up to the end of the world, essentially, if it hadn't been contained. Just like the glasses and the fucking beer, just getting drunk, and then it's like, oh, but the numbers were wrong. Oh shit, we caused the end of the world, you know? It's pretty bad. So, so I do like that, and I do like that they actually didn't realize what the fuck that was for the majority of the episode. They were like trying to figure out what it was. But like, okay, so the Doctor and the guy from the UN, as well as the three commanders for the US forces, the Russian forces, and the Chinese forces. The commanders for all of them decided, well, they went with the Doctor and the UN guy to the monks. And the monks, apparently, so the pyramid was their spaceship or whatever, the templo, whatever you want to call them. The monks said that they took that form just to be similar to humans. That is not actually their form, that is just the form that they chose for them. So the monks required consent so they said, what did they say at the very beginning? Like, we're gonna take over? Is that what they said? Or something like that? We will take this planet and its people. You will be prevented, you will be fought. That's what the Doctor said. And then he said, we will be invited. We will take the planet and its people. We don't know what the fuck that means. Are they just gonna rule over the planet? Like slavery kind of deal? That can be a thing. That could totally be a thing. But it's like, like a lot of this is left very vague, so then the next episode we're actually gonna get to see it. I actually do like their plan a lot, because it's like, well, it's fucking weird, because it's like they are trying to take over the world. Apparently, I don't know about that. They need to be invited, but the way they need to be invited is by someone giving consent out of love. Specifically, okay. So that, but like that failed. Like their plan actually failed if it hadn't been for Bill. Because like that's the thing. It's that like the UN guy tried to do it, he couldn't, and then the soldier guys tried to do it, and they couldn't. And it's like they literally couldn't because they approached the situation with fear or with strategy or whatever, not out of love. And it's like their plan would have failed if not for Bill. So I was like, that was a good plan. Then I'm like, wait, no, like actually no, it wasn't, because it did fail if it wasn't for Bill. And you can't actually count on Bill being there, wanted the Doctor to get his side back. Like that is a very specific set of circumstances. What you can say is that they have simulated this entire set of developments so they knew exactly what was going to happen. Like, that could be it, essentially. That could have been it. Here's the thing, it's that it's weird because it's like, they simulated events. Like, so they have simulated, like, a lot of events. Like, every thread that you saw there was a different event, I think. So they don't have a single simulation running, they have multiple. So I guess they could have counted on Bill being there and doing that. So I guess, okay, I don't know about that. Let's stop thinking about that. Let's actually jump to nearing the solution, quote unquote. The Doctor realizes, okay, World War III is not gonna cause the world to just die. It has to be something else, which then Nodal brings up bacteria, like some kind of bacteria, biochemical is gonna just destroy all life. And it's like, okay, they eventually figure out quite cleverly by turning off surveillance, like every camera on like the 427 of the laughs that they narrowed the whole thing down to, and then the one that was turned on back on again by the monks was the one that they needed to go for. So they went there, and the Doctor went in and helped the lady, and helping the lady, he managed to not really stop the virus or whatever, and he was like not contain it, but so he went for a sterilization, and specifically a sterilization through fire. So, and because of the composition that the virus was made of, which was like ethanol, which apparently is like burnable, so he just made a bomb and it just blew up and everything just burned. The entire like strain or the virus just blow up. It just burned, and that was it. Like, you sterilized it because everything just burned away. Okay, so that was pretty good. But the thing is that we did reach that one moment, the one moment that I actually talked about, and like, okay, so now I actually saw the entire arc of the Doctor being blind, which was 2 episodes, well, 2.5, and I was completely right. I was totally right in the thing about the Doctor being blind, because I think I read a comment. Someone said that they thought I was underselling how important it would be, and I was like, no, I actually nailed it perfectly, because I did say, here's the thing, is that you might think I'm underselling it, and I'm like, oh, nothing important is gonna happen by the Doctor being blind. That's not what I said. What I said was, and here's the thing, is that in any other show, if a character went blind, that means they're blind. That means they're never gonna see again. In this show, I was like, this is gonna be solved in a couple episodes, maybe a season. That's what I said, because this is Doctor Who. This show has been going on for over 50 years. This is the main character. This is the Doctor. The Doctor is gonna get his sight back some way, some bullshit way or another. It could last until he regenerates, but then the 13th Doctor is gonna have the sight back, her sight back, right? So I was like, I wasn't underselling it. I was correctly selling it, because like me saying that it wasn't that big of a deal means that compared to like any other regular character in any other show going blind, that means for them being blind forever. That doesn't apply to the Doctor. And that's what I said. That's what I meant when I said that. And what I did say is that the point of him going blind and carrying over from like a random episode into the future, to me that meant that there would inevitably be a point where the fact that he can see is gonna be crucial. Like the fact that he can see that he's blind is gonna be crucial. It's gonna be the main thing, and that's what's gonna cause something to happen. That's literally what I said in the review for Oxygen. I was like, the fact that he's blind doesn't mean much in the sense of, he's the main character, he's blind, what are we gonna do? No, he's gonna be fine, like a couple episodes from now on. Like, give or take 8 episodes until the end of the season. That's what I said. It took less than that, it took 2. I also said, like, it could be 1, it could be 2, I don't know. But it took 2 episodes to get his sight back. But we did get to that one specific point where the fact that the Doctor is blind causes something to happen. And that's what it was. I couldn't have predicted exactly what was going to cause, but it happened. It was the event at the end of the episode where the Doctor is blind, and all he needs to do is just input a combination. Just like move the lock so that he can get out of the room. But he can't do that because he can't see the numbers on the lock. And it's mechanical. It's not digital. It's mechanical. So he can't like screwdriver his way out of it. So he needs to move it. And he doesn't know which numbers are where. And he can't get help from Noddle because Noddle has like contracted the virus and he's literally just dying on the TARDIS. Maybe he's dead. I actually don't know about that. I hope he's not. And the Doctor can't see, and Bill, he confesses to Bill, like at the end, at the last second, Bill, I'm blind. I've been lying to you since like Oxygen. I never got my sight back. I've been blind since. Bill then feels guilty, goes back to the monks, and gives them consent in order to give the Doctor's sight back. So, and the monks accept it because he comes out of love, which is like, he is my friend, he's gonna die if I don't help him. So she just gives consent, and the monks give the Doctor's sight back. Just straight up, just, you can see again. Wow, the monks are powerful. So, the Doctor gets his sight back, he inputs a combination, he gets away from the room before it blows up. He's safe. But then the episode ends and it's like, Bill, what do you do? And then Bill, the last thing we see of Bill is her literally just like in front of the monks, like being about to be touched or something, and saying like, Doctor, you better get my world back. You better get my planet back or something like that. Like, save it. I'll tell you what, old man, you'd better get my planet back. So, and then the monks say, enjoy your sight, Doctor. Now see our world. So, yeah. So that, like, it went exactly like I thought it was gonna go. I'm sorry if people misunderstood what I meant when I said that, but it's like, it went exactly the way I thought it was gonna go. Unless his sight is gonna be even more relevant, like now in a couple episodes into the future, like they're still gonna try to drag this thing of like him being blind somehow. But it feels like this was the entire arc of being blind, just like Oxygen, Extremis, and now this Pyramids at the End of the Earth. That is a title, by the way. It's not very good. Extremis is much better title. But yeah, he was blind and he could still do things. He can still like manage until the one point when he can't, and that's what fucked us essentially. So there you go. So let's talk about Bill and Nardole. Okay, so Nardole. How is Nardole doing? He contracted the virus and just like crashed. And it's like, okay, the fuck. Now Nardole might be okay because even though he has cheap lungs, the doctor said, is still like a cyborg. Like his body's not human, he's like mechanical or something. He has like a robot body, I think. So I think Nardole's gonna be fine. He has went through other shit before. Getting his head chopped away from his body, for example. And he didn't like disintegrate, by the way. He didn't turn into goo. He just like coughed and then just fell. So it's like, okay, Nardole might be okay. Hopefully he'll be okay. I don't want Nardole to die. I love Nardole. So Bill. Oh, Bill, what did you do? So Bill made the contract with the monks. And here's the thing, is that she made the contract with the monks about Doctor getting his sight back. And I thought for like a second, like, she didn't make the deal for the world, she just made the deal for the sight. And I was like, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, the monks don't get anything out of it. But it's like, well, I guess they do. Like, I guess they just did. Because at the end, they say, enjoy your sight, Doctor, now see our world. And Bill says, you better get my world back. So I think it's supposed to be like, yeah, they get the world in the deal anyway. Like, all you need to do is just give consent to something, and they'll take the world. Which is like, those are weird rules, my dude. But okay, I'll accept them. So what's gonna happen next episode? I'm excited to see, because like, here's the thing, is that they intentionally left everything super vague just so we can like see what the fuck goes down next episode. Like, how are things going to be now that these aliens are taking over, apparently? What is, like, is it just gonna be them taking over though? Because like, that's the thing, is that like, everything is left so vague to the point where I'm like, are they gonna take over the world? Like, are they just gonna rule over everything? Like, treat humans as slaves? Like, that is like classic alien invasion kind of thing. But it's like, are we doing that? Because they never actually explain what they were gonna do. So I'm just like, I had no idea. Well, going back to Bill, and I actually want to see this. I want to see exactly what they said. Because they said something. What does consent mean? You must ask for help and want it, and know you will then be ours. Only then can the link be formed. What link? Do you consent? So that's what I'm... Know that you will then be ours. Something's gonna happen to Bill. Something has happened to Bill. We don't know what. Is he gonna turn into a monk too? That could be a thing. It would be fucked, but it could be a thing. So Bill is gonna go through something here. Don't like it, but I guess I need to see what's gonna go down here. So here's the thing about Bill, is that like, nobody told me what happens to Bill, but there have been implications that something happens to Bill. Like, the character of Bill goes somewhere, like, weird, that usually doesn't happen. I think. That was... Nobody actually said that to me, but it was like an implication of something going down around Bill. And I'm just like, I'm keeping my eye out. And I think this might be it. You will then be ours. Maybe that's not a singular you, by the way. Maybe that's a plural you. The world will be ours. You all will be ours. Like, that could be a thing. Only then can the link be formed. What link? Okay. Again, everything is left super vague, just so I don't actually get to know. So, I think we're done. I think we're fucking done. Okay, so... yeah, I think we're done with this episode. I'm just like... I'm a little tired, somewhat sleepy. There's other shit I need to do. It's late. And my brain isn't functioning correctly. And a lot of the shit that I was gonna say is just gonna be theorizing. And it's like, I have nothing to go on. So I'm just gonna shut my mouth. And I'm gonna see next episode what the fuck happens. Because it's like, oh boy, something's happening. Something's happening. Something has happened here. Now we gotta see the aftermath. And the solution. Fantastic episode. Like, really good. I really like it. Again, the trend of Series 10, just every episode is just like better and better and better and better. Just getting better by every episode. It's just, it's pretty true. I like it a lot. Again, I'm not sure if I like this one more than Extremist, but I think I do. I'm not sure. They're like right there, both. They're really good, both of them. So, there we go. Like, the interesting thing about these 2 episodes is that we never actually travel anywhere. We didn't travel to any other planets. We didn't travel in time. But that goes to tell you that you don't need that in order to have a really good, compelling story. Like, all you need to do is have really good ideas. And they did. So, good job. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this reaction to a Doctor Who episode. If you would like to see the next one, it's already up on Patreon as well as full length. Check the links in the description, check the gaming channel, and I'll see you next time, okay? Take care.